Do not attempt to adjust your speakers. The sounds that you're about to hear are various sounds that come from a human's mouth. So this is what we came with.
Yes, the whole time.
The first 50% of you having a mint is meant for sucking on the mint. After that, it just gets sharp and uncomfortable in the mouth, so then you just bite it and swallow it.
No, it gets thinner and thinner until it breaks off all by its own.
No.
Sorry to disappoint Joey, or maybe this isn't a disappointment, but I suck it the whole time.
I actually enjoy when I bite it.
God damn it!
I bite it and it has a little bit of the mint is in my teeth right now.
Yeah.
So then I get the lasting effect of the breath mint longer, right? I can still right, a little lick of the molars. You don't like that, Mom?
No, there's no like that or the fact that you're chewing.
Does
on
it bother you guys also that I bite popsicles?
Absolutely.
You monster. How do you bite into a popsicle when it's cold? Does your feet not feel cold?
My feet get freezing, yeah. I will suck on a popsicle for a while until it softens up, and then I will bite it. It's the same procedure for mints that it is for popsicles.
What about a sucker?
Yeah, the last little bit, I'll bite the bit off the stick.
Oh my god.
And then guess what? All that candy in your molars. Little tasty bits.
Yeah, in your molars, just eating away at your teeth, all the sugar giving you cavities.
That's why I brush my teeth, sir.
After every time you chew on a mint or a candy?
Not every time.
Exactly.
Well, it's the same thing with eating anything if it's in your teeth, whether it's sugar or not. It all's dirty. What's your problem, man?
I can't believe it.
I have very few dental
I'm
issues.
so disappointed in the way you're eating candy, especially mint. And
I do that. I just always I think more practicality. I do that. I enjoy it this way, so I'm gonna have it this way. Like cheese strings, I don't string the cheese. I just take a bite out of it.
I can't. You are.
You guys are looking at me like you're taking notes. It's like a
should be eaten a certain way.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, he's using a fucking fork and knife for pizza.
No, that's a little crazy. I did for a while.
That's a little crazy.
I went for a little stint where I was starting to eat from the crust first. I thought that was kind of cool, but
How old were you when you were doing that?
I was like
3 weeks ago.
I said like a teenager. I don't know. I thought I was like, let's switch it up, right? But then it just became difficult to hold.
Exactly.
Exactly. I know. I realized at that moment I experimented and I go, there's a reason why you eat it the same. Yeah. Start from the tip.
He's gonna
always.
be that guy. He's gonna be that dude. One day I'm gonna see him just outside the door, just right it, holding a burrito sideways.
No.
Up into it. You
think it crazy? Is eating a banana from the side? That's nuts.
Okay, eating a banana. Do you go with the top of the stem or the bottom?
The stem.
Okay, go ahead.
Some sort of voodoo influencer that made up some random monkeys. They grab it from the bottom, and I don't care what monkeys do. No one is sitting there flushing off. Just open the open the banana. I do love bananas though.
So because we bought a pizza because I need all of that. I need a vote in here at some point. Whoever you're listening to. Pineapple on pizza.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Destiny?
No. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, let's go. That's a 3-1 right here.
Hey, Sylvester!
Okay, let him work.
Sylvester!
Let him work.
Sorry. It's important. I don't care what
Good.
person's wedding film he's doing. This is important.
Oh, God. This is... pizza, pineapple on pizza is good. Hawaiian people had it right.
Okay. No, I think any cuisine, right? there is opportunity for creativity and experimentation.
Right.
Right. Traditional Italian people, they're like, "What in God's name did you do to my food?"
Right.
But we're just like, we just tried something, and it was
works.
good. Yeah, it's like some people, they like all these weird things. Like, I'm not gonna critique anybody's food choices until I try it. But something like one of those things, like putting a little bit of strawberry jam on grilled cheese.
No.
Dude, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. This is exactly what I thought. I was like, why are you doing this? Strawberry jam on green cheese is something else.
What part of grilled cheese do you put the strawberry jam in? Like, do you put it on top of the bread?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, I was like, you put it.
No,
no,
it's
put
post
the cheese.
Post grill.
Okay,
Post grill. Yeah, post grill. You put a little
I guess
jam on there.
yeah. You know what combination that was?
Some people do that with just with straight marble cheese. People just.
The combination that was mind blown by, and ever since then I'm like, okay, maybe there's something here. Is when I dipped a Wendy's fry into a Wendy's Frosty, my life changed.
And you know what? It's interesting you say it because you can't mix and match fries for it to work. You know, certain fries, whether it's McDonald's, people are like, well, McDonald's fries are better. You can't do it.
McDonald's with flurry,
sure,
something works.
You keep it with your same
Yes,
brand,
yes.
right? We're not getting exactly. And
Can you imagine dipping a Five Guys fries?
Oh,
into Frosty?
my gosh.
Oh, gross.
Gosh, that'd be crazy. That'd be like taking a bite out of a popsicle. Someone doing crazy stuff like that. Who would do such a thing?
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 23 of For the Record Podcast.
23.
Here we are, and we talked a lot about food, but this is not a podcast. Well, this is not a time.
And why?
Wow,
And why
this
not?
is not an episode about food.
And
but
why not? Why is this not a podcast about food? From the beginning, I wanted to talk
all
about
right, so
food.
we're just talking about goated wedding food.
Golden wedding food. Yes.
What
Exactly.
food is good and what food is not at a wedding?
Can we just do a quick thing? What do you get excited if you see it on the buffet lineup? What is one food you're like, heck yeah? And I know
Chickens and pierogies.
chicken pierogies. I also know you're a big mashed potato guy.
Yes, mashed potato is a given at this point. Every wedding has mashed potato. If you don't have mashed potato at a wedding, what do you do? What's wrong?
It's actually a precursor for me getting him to.
Yes.
When I put him on different weddings.
I need to know
Yeah,
on
is
the
there-
wedding
is there
plan
mashed
document,
potatoes?
food option buffet,
Yeah.
which means I can go whenever I want without feeling guilty. Second, mashed potatoes in there.
Mashed potato.
Mashed potatoes with gravy.
What's your favorite form of potato, Hayden?
In pierogies.
In pierogies, okay, good
In
Ukrainian answer.
pierogies potato. That's crazy.
Well, that's what
That's
No.
what a pierogi.
that's what pierogies is.
No, I mean, it's got cheese and it's got other stuff in there too. But my goal was like just that tastes different. I thought just potatoes, like either
There's a
baked or
substantial-
like fries or like mashed. You know what I'm saying? Like not in. That's a different food on it.
Oh!
Most pierogies do not actually have cheese and whatever in them. They are original pierogies are just potatoes,
Some people try to get crazy and put cheese and bacon in there.
which is good too. I like
It's
that
tasty,
too.
but it's just not right.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just not right.
It's like pineapple on
It's
pizza,
like
right?
eating.
It's
like eating a pizza from the crust first.
yeah.
It's just not right.
Man, I can't believe you're taking. Oh, whoever's doing this kind of stuff needs to be hung immediately. Destiny, what is your favorite form of potato?
Mashed.
You're also a mashed
Go.
girl. Oh,
Let's
wow.
go.
Wow.
One thing I know really well how to make at home when I'm making food, mashed potatoes. Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners, my mashed potato slaps.
And mashed potato singular. You only have one potato.
Mashed potatoes.
Oh, good. I'm glad you use more than one potato when you're making it. Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Out of one potato, you have that much
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
potato.
that. Yeah. It's a lot of additives. makes it make you sure you can use
Also, that whatever the store-bought Campbell's soup version of mashed potatoes, don't. That's horrible. Bad. So bad. Do not buy.
Okay.
In a box.
Well, noted.
All right.
Tell me what we're talking about.
I forgot what we were going to talk about.
Something about playlists and DJing.
Yes.
And something or
So
another.
the topic I had in mind: how to build the ultimate playlist. Actually, the title exactly was the ultimate playlist: how to read the crowd and keep the dance floor packed.
Okay.
So this is gonna, segue right into our expertise of music and DJing.
That's us.
And how we do that and what goes behind doing it. So, starting with, here's a question: why should people hire a DJ over jukebox or like just Spotify?
Why?
Wait, hold up. Before you guys get too far into these shenanigans we're about to talk about, here is a quick ad read. It's your wedding day. You've got fantastic food, great people, some stellar music, and just the greatest atmosphere that you can possibly imagine. And what we want to do is we want to capture that. With Trident Films, we are able to create for you a one-of-a-kind time capsule to make sure that you remember every moment of your day. We want to be a part of it, and we want you to tell us more about it. So if you want for us to be a part of it and that sounds interesting to you, hey, shoot us a message through social media. Visit us at tridentfilms.ca. We want to connect with you, and we want to be a part of your wedding day. tridentfilms.ca.
Why should people hire? Because we have been to, typically you'd assume that your DJ that you're going to hire has experience. And this is the main piece that I kind of highlight on is, there's a lot of DJs out there, a lot of good DJs out there, a lot of bad DJs out there. But when you're hiring specifically for a wedding, I would much prefer to hire, are you chewing your mint over there?
It naturally.
Attaboy.
It naturally broke.
Don't give me that. He did it on purpose. He's just trying to.
You said you get like halfway. I'm like 7/8 of the way.
Sorry.
We're never going to get to the food part of this episode.
This is on the brain. I got minty brain over here. I would like to hire someone who's done a lot of weddings. Big weddings, small weddings, crazy party hardy weddings, familial weddings, weddings with kids, weddings without kids. Seen all different sorts of the gambit when it comes to a wedding day. That way they just kind of are aware of what potentially could happen. All weddings have a general framework, but for the most part, every wedding is unique. The couple is unique. The people at the wedding are unique. I've been to there's one summer I went to the same location 4 times, wedding with it, and there's so much carryover for how many people were there, but it's still every single wedding was a little bit different, and you're only able to make adjustments on that kind of stuff with a real human being who knows what they're doing. And I'm sorry, Spotify can't do that.
And I think part of that too is, as a DJ, you come with a certain amount of expertise in just music and choices and style. And the reason being, you get to, I think there's something innately in about a DJ who is constantly on the lookout of what kind of people, what kind of demo, what kind of, audience do they have in front of them, and how can I cater to something that they like to listen to, right? So we've sort of developed this skill where we listen to a lot of music, and we listen to different types of music and genres of music, and then we sort of compartmentalize in our brain how, this song would work in this kind of situation, this song would work in this kind of situation, and that could be as easy as a slow, song, love song or ballad for a ceremony time or a first dance, all the way until this could be midnight, and what kind of music could be played.
Yeah, it's always interesting to know how DJs think like that. Like any DJ, any person who's in vision with music, editors, right? Like you just think of a song, you go,
this would be good.
This would be good for that. Right. Oh, this would be great for that. Oh, what a great idea.
And that's something that I think we innately have to be good at being able to suggest to people, saying, hey, if this is what you're looking for, here are some of the options, right? And within that too, we can compartmentalize genre type. So if you're going for a country style, if you're going for a pop style, if you're going for a jazz style or an indie style, here are the types of songs that you can choose that actually would make sense for this moment or this type of time or part of the program. Yeah. So I think that's where we as DJs come and play over something like a Spotify, is because we get to come with that set of knowledge and skill to, one, suggest and recommend and consult with the couple about it. And then the second part, they don't have to go digging around, okay, what does it work for this part of the time? Or what would work for this time of the day? We just have the answers ready to go, right?
Yeah. And then you have the two aspects that, are a little bit less quantifiable, but you have the technical expertise as well as the personality. And depending on who you are, it depends on what you think is more important. Because the reality is, you can't only have one, unfortunately. Like, you can have someone with a really great personality, you can really run a party and have a great time and stuff like that, but if they don't know what they're doing, it's noticeable. And you can have someone who knows every inch of their soundboard and how to run and silky smooth transitions, but they just don't, it's just awkward and so you have to have a bit of both. And I think anybody who we've worked with, it's like we're able to identify which is their strong suit and just really encourage and help them build
that side,
build the other side, right? So there is a nice balance because, I don't know, you don't want to feel, I don't want to say lopsided is a weird one, but like,
yes,
yeah,
you don't want it to be someone that's just good at music and then can't necessarily work with. It becomes a very, very niche issue of, okay, if this person's only good at music, then I don't think anybody can connect with them outside of it. Because yes, that person, DJ, is going to perform and do whatever they want, but at the same time, it feels like they're just in their own bubble during the day, and they're only come out, during the party time and play the good music and people dance, and that's pretty much it. But on the other side, you can't just have a personality with no music knowledge, because you were hired to do a certain job. So I think it's a melding of both that needs to be in there. And not just one over the other. It's more of I feel like a good 60-40 split. Like, there has to be enough of one thing, which your core skill that you were hired for, and then the other 40 that actually has to complement that, because again, it's just not you and you at, like, the DJ at the wedding. It's a more of a team effort and team sport here, where you have to be able to communicate and be good with.
When a team sport is the big thing, I'd say too. Because the reality is that you could, as a couple, put together a playlist and just let her fly. You can. I always encourage people to actually put together some sort of playlist either way, not necessarily to play at their wedding, but to deliver to us. Prior to their wedding, because what you're going to do is you're going to communicate to us so much about your personality by doing that, right? Whether we play every song to a T or not doesn't matter. But for me to go, okay, I understand, I feel a lot of what the bride and groom like, what their family likes, what their group likes, and for me to go to a party and say, okay, I know who I am, what I like, what I can do. I now know what they like, what they're thinking, and what how they feel, and mixing that with just the energy of the day, the experience, and then my expertise on top of that, you have a nice, perfect balance of high potential for a great party.
And what do you think is, because we're talking about requests and music, what do you think is a good balance between finding the right music for the people from you and your expertise as a DJ, and blending that balance with people's requests and the couple's requests, or a couple's style? What is that? Like, where do you think, because there's some sort of blending happening. It's not just, if you and me go to a party, it's mostly if we like if we play what we like, it's gonna be
banjo ballads. Big banjo group here.
Ton of banjo. But we're gonna be playing mostly EDM stuff. Like, we love that, and we can go all night with that. But that's not what we're there for. So how do we balance what we know in terms of music, plus what the guests want to hear as in terms of requests, and balance it with the couple as in terms of style?
That, I think, is the crux of what we do. Like, finding that balance, and the unfortunate part is sometimes you just don't get the balance right. Sometimes you get influenced by the crowd too much. You start kind of to go down that rabbit hole where you listen to, the drunk group of dudes that are just on you about playing certain things. Whether you're just influenced by the fact that maybe you're tired that day, and just the energy there, like, if you can let those things kind of creep in and take over, it can negatively affect the experience. Then you got the other side where you are just in charge and you think you run the show and that's that, and you're playing a lot of stuff that the crowd doesn't want to hear.
Right. And partly that to add to that too is I feel like we have to make decisions of some of those requests and be like,
yep. Oh yeah.
I get it, broski, but we're not gonna play that.
No. And sometimes I'm pretty straightforward and honest with them, and just say that, like, hey, you know, and you gotta kind of weigh your pros and cons on having that or just setting it aside in your head. But I don't know. I think that I think that what you just mentioned there, that balance, finding that balance, or what is that balance? Like, it's different at every party, but finding that balance is hard to do, and that's why you pay us to do it.
Mm-hmm. And in a funny way, because we can clip this easy. So if someone comes out to request a song, and it's a garbage request, right? And again, and sometimes there are, not most of the times. Sometimes there are garbage requests. They're like, we're in the middle of a pop set, and they come in requesting something heavy metal, right?
Yep.
And they're like, dude, trust me. That's the thing.
Like, trust me.
Dude, trust me.
That's my favorite.
The dance floor will go off.
You gotta just trust me, man. No, I know these people. It's gonna go. It's gonna be perfect.
Chad, I love you, but your heavy metal song from Children of Bodom is not gonna go off right now.
Nope.
So how about we don't play it? So he's like, no, trust me. Like, me and the boys, we're gonna love it. And I'm like, I know exactly what you mean by me and the boys are gonna love it. You're gonna stand in the corner with 3 of your boys and just gonna headbang to it in the corner while I clear the entire dance floor off. So here's what I would do. I'll try to play it. He's like, you're not gonna play it, are you? It's like, first of all, because it's a heavy metal request, I don't play heavy metals at weddings. So I'm not even sure if I have it. I know for a fact I have it, but I'm not gonna play it. So I go, I'm not sure if I have it, but if I do, I will play it. You're like, cool. Walk away, right? 90% of the time, he's coming back. He's like, dude, did you have it? I'm like, bro, it was in my other hard drive that I left at home. I don't have it.
Share a secret.
So now, here's the thing. I don't think Chad at 12:30 a.m. with the amount of liquor he's had in him, he's going to remember.
Well, they do, they don't. But like the point of it is that we do have a filter.
Yeah.
Of what comes in, and that's the reason for it. Like, right, if you are just some guy, a part of the wedding party with a phone playing Spotify, you don't have that filter because you're just playing. Oh, what they'll play. Oh, I'll play that. Oh, we'll play that. And sometimes, yeah, I don't know. That honestly, that's probably the hardest part of the job. I would say the hardest part of the job is keeping your energy up throughout the whole night because they're gonna match your energy. Yeah. And the other thing is making sure that you don't. You don't get too heavily influenced by what's going on. Like, you have times like drunk women, men, whoever are getting a little pushy and trying to take over, and you kind of have to stand your ground.
Right.
And you have to know that you might piss off a couple people in order to maintain the happiness of everybody else.
And here's the hardest part I had to deal with before once, and it was tough because it's a good banger. So again, party's going on at the wedding planner, on the wedding planner document. The bride specifically mentioned no Shania Twain.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
In caps on the document I have no Shania Twain. So when I see it, obviously I'm going, okay, I can't even touch Shania Twain at any point of the night.
Did you by chance, Rhoni, that night get requested about 6-7 times Shania Twain?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you do?
So the lovely lady comes up and saying, hey, can I get, man, I feel like a woman, Shania Twain. Right? And I literally look her dead in the eye. So here's what we try not to do. We don't try to put the couple under the bus and be like, oh, the couple didn't want it. Guess what they're going to do? Walk right over to the couple and be like, hey, can I ask the DJ to play Shania Twain?
Yeah.
They're not going to say to your face, no, you can't. I hate Shania Twain because you're asking them to. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, sure. But internally, they're like absolutely dying because they didn't want to hear Shania Twain. So I don't want that whole interaction to happen. So I basically looked dead in her face and said, I don't have Shania Twain on this hard drive. She gave me the most absolutely flabbergasted look and go, what the heck did you just say?
Yeah, because she's like pretty positive that's
and I can
preposterous.
I'm positive this was the middle of a country town in a bar, and I have to have Shania Twain, and I do. But I told her I don't have Shania Twain on this hard drive, and she just was absolutely she just started tracking backwards, going, I can't believe this guy just said he doesn't have Shania Twain. And I could see the disappointed look in her face, but I'm like, that's the easiest way for me to stop having this conversation again and again, where you keep coming asking me for Shania Twain and I keep saying no. Or I fold and I say the couple to one. So just the easiest way to get through. But those are things you learn as you go, as you're doing this as a profession. But last question about being able to read the dance floor. How do you read a dance floor? When I say read a dance floor, what does that mean to you?
Takes years of high-level education. I got a
couple PhD.
Yeah, multiple. I got multiple doctorates in dance floor dynamics. How do you read a dance floor is something that you have to go to many parties to figure out. You have to have a large library inside your head of songs.
Mm-hmm.
You can only read. It's just like anything. Like you can only read a big chapter book if you've been taught how to read the sounds of all the things. You have to have interest in that topic. You have to have there's a lot of prerequisites that come with that. So how do I read a dance floor? I look at the group, both the size and the kind of patrons. I try to identify their level of intoxicatedness.
Yeah.
I identify where we are location-wise. I always have the joke, I'm like, oh man, we are more than 100 kilometers from the number one highway. We haven't played country in an hour. I'm so sorry. I broke a law. Like, that's illegal.
I should be expelled from this.
Exactly. Yeah. I can you forgive me? And then footloose. Something to save it. And then, so where are you? What's the crowd like? Time's huge. What time of the night is it? I'm so sorry, but it is 9:00. I'm not playing Fishing in the Dark right now.
Yeah.
It's 9 p.m.
It's not even dark outside.
It's not even dark. You want to fish? Yeah, exactly. You can't fish in the light. Like who
Middle of July.
Who in the world are you guys playing Fish in the Dark at 2 in the afternoon?
Middle of July, it's still 10, right out at 10 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. You can't do that.
We gotta wait till the dark.
Yeah, exactly.
So
those are all really important factors, and you just kind of weigh the pros and cons of how that's going on. You look at the size of the group. You look at what you want, how you want to build your dance floor. Right? If there is all ladies on the dance floor, no dudes on the dance floor, that's going to change the song you're going to play.
Yeah.
All dudes on the dance floor, no ladies. Rarely happens, but that is going to change what music you play.
All dudes on the dance floor, no ladies happens at 12:45 when you start playing Mr. Brunson.
Oh gosh, I was just about to start singing. I was going jealousy.
In a circle, ties around the heads, hands over shoulders, jumping up and down.
Yeah, singing Nickelback.
Oh,
Creed. Say it out with you. 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking.
Another part too, I think reading a dance floor comes down to, for me, primarily the demo, like the demographic of people, right? Like I guess, plus or minus 8 to 10 years, unless they're really good.
Oh, age.
Yes.
Age, yes, it is.
So unless they're really good at maintaining their physique and they live 30 when they're supposed to be 55, that's
they're supposed to be.
You're
supposed to be 50. Is that how you guess his age?
It's like, they look about 50. All right.
You're supposed to be 50. You're supposed to be. I like that.
When they're allegedly 55,
good.
So I think age matters in a sense of just what kind of, I always go back to, if they were in their 20s, what did they listen to, right? So you do the math backwards and, roughly you have a land of 80s or 90s or 2000s. God, now people in their 20s, holy cow, teenage years of 2000s, god damn it. So you get to sort of realize that and then start figuring out what did that era bring you, right? And that's a part of it too. So again, sometimes it's a deep cut out of nowhere and they haven't listened to it in so long. I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about this.
No, I'm finding I'm the age of most people get married right now. Like,
I was there.
Yeah, you were there, and that was the time you're just like, I know.
Exactly,
just trust me. They're like, oh, someone. Oh, my favorite is I did a social, and I'm like, so what are you thinking? Like, we were in small towns, and like, your country crowd, we this and that, and she goes, throwbacks. Wow.
And when she says throwbacks.
When you said throwbacks, yeah, 2007, 2008, that's
God.
Throwback.
I was a teenager. Man.
Hilarious.
So
Throwbacks.
So here's a fun set of observation on my end. I started DJing at weddings when I was 17, right? I was younger, and people getting married were like 26, 27.
You betcha.
So it took me a good 10 years to get to that part, and I was now the same age as people getting married. Okay, cool. Now at the age of 32, I'm seeing people younger get married, and I've seen this wave of me just trying to keep up with the music, and then now I'm like, holy shit, now it's old music for people that they listen to it, and it's a weird feeling of knowing that I was young when people were old, and then I was their age, and then they're getting married, and now I'm older, and then they're still that age like they're getting married. It's a weird observation. So
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we could talk about this part for more, but too, how much is mixing and transitioning important versus good to know when trying to play a dance floor? Because I know Jared would have a different answer
Yes.
in this than what you and I might have, right?
Yep.
And I feel like I think there's a place for both. It's about how tasteful and how you weave that in, right?
How tasteful? How we? Jared has such an ability to do what he does so well that it almost creates a different answer for him because of that.
Yeah.
I can't mix like he can mix. I'll never be able to mix like he. Not a lot of people can. When you have those abilities, that changes the potential and the capability of how to do things. Like, he might tell you though the best way to do it is mixing. Like he would just give me a demonstration of how to do it, and I'd be like, I actually can't physically do that. Mm-hmm. So therefore, my best is different than what his best version of doing this is. I do think constant flow of music is important.
Right.
You gotta keep noise on.
Yeah. No dead air.
Yeah, very limited dead air. And if you have dead air, it better be very tasteful and purposeful.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll do a little bit of a gap between songs to leave a little bit of like is he what is it? And then you hit like a very iconic like start of a song, something so recognizable. Exactly, something that's so recognizable that it's, they just get all excited about that song. Or I talk. Yeah. I'm a talker, so I'll you remind people about the raffle tickets. I'll remind people about this and that. Keep.
It's a good way to also transition genres where that.
Yes, huge way to transition genres, right? Trying to go from, 80s to current country. It's sometimes a hard transition when that's what you got a lot of requests for.
Yeah.
And that's part of reading it too. You look and you're like, man, I've got so many country requests right now, and I'm stuck in X genre, right? So being able to transition that and. Yeah. In however, so
cool. I think we've got a good grasp on reading the dance floor as being a DJ and sort of why you need a DJ versus Spotify.
Yep. What is something that a couple can do kind of to help that? So say they got a DJ. Mm-hmm. Like, is it just should you be able to the DJ should be able to take it from there? Like, is that it? Or
I think a couple has.
What are the responsibilities after that?
First, understand the DJ, right? Understand.
But hey, do you even have to? Like, do you have to know your DJ before your event?
Yes.
You do. Okay.
Yes. Here's where I look at it. In a sense of two things. One, you need to understand what kind of music they're good at and what they're not good at. You can't expect a dude who's done clubs all day, all night to show up to your wedding to get get to, get your uncles and aunts and your family dancing, right? That's not gonna work. And the second part is that person gonna vibe with your style, right? With your, and that goes hand in hand with the previous one too, but is that person gonna vibe with what you have going on in terms of the day of the wedding, right? And is that a good fit? I think you'll have a gut feeling when you talking to people, and you'll be like, okay, yeah, this feels like what I want. On the other part, you'll be like, not really. Like, I want something more actually. If you want to be, I want it to be club vibes, and I want it to be, like a night out for people, and that's a different vibe, and you have to figure out what that is. So I think even like understanding what that is, it comes down to you being able to chat with that person and knowing what that looks like, right? Or even in a sense of too, you get to see or experience that at a previous place. If you haven't experienced it, that's a hard part too, is you just, because you have this expectation of what a DJ is, and then you think everybody's going to be like that, but that's not the case.
So I'm with you. I don't know if it's necessarily essential though to meet and chat with your DJ beforehand.
Right.
From our perspective, a company,
Yeah.
I think it's my job when I'm talking to couples, trying to have them come on with us for a wedding, for them to put the trust in us in a company, maybe from past experience, maybe from seeing a personality, maybe for whatever it is, but to know that, hey, if you are committing to us, you're putting your money in us. There's that trust of, okay, I'm going to give you a good party. And yes, a chat is great. Does it have to be a full-on chat? Not necessarily, but you know what I mean? It's like, hey, we're going to go with Trident. We're going to have a great party.
And
but
here's why I think
there's been in between here.
Here's why I think for us it's a slightly different case. Being our team, in a sense, we have a certain set of consistency across the board. Remember that 60-40 I was talking about earlier? Either the 60% you're good at personality and 40% you're good at music, or you're 40% good at personality, 60% you're good at music. We have that consistency either way with all of our people in here based on that. So I feel like when people try to talk to you and then they get, Eldon or Austin or Jared or me, like they get a consistency in that case of you for sure are getting someone
who cares,
who knows how to do it, and who actually cares about the event is gonna bring it. And I think that's what they get. But not everybody listening to this is going with us for DJing. So I think that in a sense of what they should be looking for, right, is what does that balance look like, right? So I think that's a good place to sort of start off when you're looking for it. Again, yes, not with us especially. Not everybody needs to have a chat with everybody because we have a certain system in place. But in general, yeah, definitely. Like, vibe it out. Again, you're not going to go pick a dress without trying on a few things. You're not going to get a food without tasting a few things. You're not going to, shoes.
Yeah, there's definitely...
There's that. But while that's happening, like, why would you, not test a few DJs before you choose a DJ, right? So it's the same idea. Or understand a few things about it. And our way of showcasing that too is like, that's why we have, our isolated podcast where they could make mixes and post it on there. And also we try to make sure they are part of our social media and branding and as much as possible too, because they're a vital part and people need to know who they are. They're not just faces that are going to show up to your wedding day, right? So yeah, that is, I think, a good place to end.
My brain just spin cycle. I'm just thinking about all the things that, like, successful weddings, or like sometimes that weddings that haven't gone quite the way you wanted it, and as to why. But I really do think it comes down to a trusted, putting money in, investing in a good DJ, trusting in them. But also, I think doing your due diligence, couples, of just putting together, whether it be a playlist. It can be about meeting them and knowing their personality, but just communicating what you want, what you don't want, those things, getting those bigger pieces out of the way. or something, a song that's important to you, a time of the night where you want such and such to happen, like important things to you need to be communicated.
100%. And for
It'll
all
work.
couples planning music, start a Spotify playlist or YouTube playlist,
Yes.
or an Apple Music
Do it,
playlist.
do it.
Start somewhere a playlist of songs you'd like to listen to on the day of the wedding. This could be ceremony, this could be cocktail, this could be party, everything. Start a playlist. You have 8 months, 10 months, 12 months to the wedding. Do it now. Every time you're driving by, ooh, that's a cool song. Or every time you listen to it at a workout,
Yep.
that's a cool song.
Shazam.
Shazam.
Hey Siri,
if
what
they
song
don't-
is this?
Yes. Or if you already know the song, put it in a playlist.
Hang on.
So.
Let me listen.
I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
I knew that was going to happen.
Your Siri actually listens. My Siri's like, I can't work right now. Like, how entitled are you?
Wow.
But that, ladies and gentlemen, is For the Record Podcast, episode number 23.
I would love to tell you about a certain way to say coffee.
Okay, yes.
It's a way to say coffee. Elixir of life. Some might tell you that there's some magic potion out there. It's gonna like bring you joy, happiness, bring you all the knowledge of the world, but it's available at a drive-thru near you. It's called coffee. It's an elixir. Rejuvenates your soul, brings tears to the eye, butterflies to the stomach, shivers down your spine. Elixir
Butterflies
of
in the
life.
stomach, maybe in the morning.
Yes, rumblies and tumblies.
Takes you, yeah.
Takes you somewhere else. It's an out-of-body
More like
experience.
takes you to the toilet.
Out-of-body experience.
It is.
We were at a nice chill waiting on this podcast. There you go, thinking about diarrhea. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. And as always,